can't take us all at once.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 delivers an emotionally charged and surprisingly poignant conclusion, highlighting the depth of its villains' arcs while tying together the central themes of grief, love, and growth. The film continues to focus on Sonic and his allies, but the character development of Shadow the Hedgehog, Dr. Ivo Robotnik, and Gerald Robotnik elevates the story to new heights. Welcome back to Your Nerdy Show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Be careful if you haven't watched the movie yet, because there will be spoilers. In this video, we will break down the key moments from the ending and post-credits scenes of the movie. So let's begin.
With Shadow's power, we can rule humanity.
What happened to Shadow and Dr. Robotnik? The film's climax is deceptively meaningful, with Shadow and Dr. Ivo Robotnik appearing to sacrifice their lives to save the world. Throughout the movie, both characters are aligned, with Gerald Robotnik's goal of enacting revenge on Gunn for actions committed 50 years prior. This leads to the activation of the Eclipse Cannon, a space station capable of obliterating all life on Earth. In a critical moment, Shadow and Robotnik choose to protect humanity, ensuring the station's destruction, even though it means they cannot escape. Robotnik streams a heartfelt message to Earth before the explosion, apologizing to Agent Stone and calling him a friend. This emotional farewell underscores the film's themes of connection and redemption. While the post-credit scene teases Shadow's survival, Robotnik's death appears definitive, making his sacrifice a fitting conclusion to his character arc.
It's impossible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it?
Are you? In this.
What was Gerald Robotnik's plan? Gerald Robotnik, the film's primary antagonist, is driven by grief and rage over the loss of his granddaughter Maria. His 50-year vendetta against humanity culminates in his development of the Eclipse Cannon, designed to wipe out Earth as an act of revenge. Gerald's rage consumes him, pushing him to commit heinous acts, including attempting to kill his surviving grandchild, Ivo Robotnik. However, Gerald's motivations reflect the film's exploration of grief and its destructive potential. While Sonic and eventually Shadow find ways to overcome their pain, Gerald remains consumed by his loss. His demise, flung into the chaos energy generated by Shadow, feels less tragic given the scale of his destructive intent. Despite his malicious plans, Gerald's character is enriched by the emotional depth of his motivations.
We need your help.
On one condition.
Is Dr. Robotnik hero? Dr. Ivo Robotnik's arc in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is a standout, balancing his over-the-top villainy with moments of vulnerability and unexpected nobility. Initially aligning with Gerald due to their family connection, Ivo's tragic isolation is explored, revealing a lonely man who grew up without meaningful relationships. Even Sonic expresses pity for him, wondering what Robotnik could have been with proper connections. Ivo ultimately turns on Gerald, unable to condone the complete annihilation of humanity. When Gerald dismisses Ivo as unworthy family, Ivo's anger and newfound moral clarity lead him to betray his grandfather. This decision cements Ivo's role in the climax, showcasing a flicker of redemption in a character defined by his eccentric villainy.
Life's all about the choices we make. Remember to listen to your heart.
What happened to Maria Robotnik? Maria's death is the emotional catalyst for the film's events, driving both Gerald and Shadow's quests for revenge. Flashbacks reveal Maria's bond with Shadow during his time under Gunn's observation. When Gerald warned them of Gunn's intentions to take Shadow away, their escape attempt ended in tragedy. An errant shot from a gun soldier triggered an explosion of chaos energy, killing Maria. Maria's death mirrors her fate in the Sonic Adventure 2 video game, though with a key difference: the film adds the chaos energy explosion, whereas the game depicted her being shot by a gun soldier. This change amplifies the emotional resonance of the moment and ties it more deeply into the film's overarching plot. Post-credit scenes introduce new characters. The ending of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and its two post-credit scenes tease the direction of the series' future. The film ends with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles successful in their efforts to save the world. However, the post-credit scenes introduce pivotal elements that set the stage for future installments. First post credits, scene Amy Rose and Metal Sonic. The first of Sonic, the Hedgehog 3's post-credit scenes is massive, as it officially brings Amy Rose and Metal Sonic into the movie franchise. The scene shows Sonic going too fast during a race to the point that he ends up in New York. Seemingly alone in the forest at night, Sonic comes face to face with a robot that shares his same design. This is Metal Sonic, and Sonic prepares to fight the singular robot. However, that is when he realizes that there are dozens of robots surrounding him, and they leap into action to take him down. While the odds are stacked against Sonic, he is saved from the Metal Sonic robots by a hooded figure wielding a massive mallet. Those familiar with the games are sure to recognize the yellow and red Pico Pico hammer before the hooded figure reveals their identity. This is Amy Rose, a pink hedgehog, and she saves Sonic from his imminent doom. Although the two do not exchange any words after their first encounter, Amy Rose quickly proves to be Sonic's ally. Amy Rose is a major character in the Sonic the Hedgehog video games. She has been part of the franchise since 1993 when she made her first appearance in Sonic CD. Amy is a bright and positive character who often has a crush on Sonic. She was taken by Metal Sonic in her first appearance and saved by Sonic later in the game, setting her up to be a recurring character alongside Team Sonic in future adventures. Amy Rose has super speed powers like Sonic and many other characters in the series, although she is not typically quite as fast as Sonic. This is where her Pico Pico hammer comes in handy, as it gives her a powerful weapon to use in combat. Some of her other powers include variations of a spin attack, while the games have also demonstrated her ability to have greater physical capabilities when she needs to do something to save Sonic. There's even been a time when just the thought of her crush was powerful enough to heal her. Metal Sonic is a classic Sonic the Hedgehog villain who also made his first appearance in Sonic CD. Although the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 post-credit scene does not explain this, Metal Sonic is traditionally a creation of Dr. Robotnik. The robot has a similar appearance to Sonic and can replicate his speed powers. Metal Sonic is typically seen as the greatest creation of Dr. Robotnik and is a recurring threat to Team Sonic. The movie's introduction of being connected to Amy Rose builds on the video game history where Metal Sonic kidnapped the pink hedgehog in their first appearance. Due to Dr. Robotnik's work in creating a robot replica of Sonic, Metal Sonic is one of the most powerful villains in the franchise. His super speed capabilities are not derived from the same source as Sonic's, as Metal Sonic uses powerful jets to achieve his incredible traveling speeds. In fact, the games have provided evidence that Metal Sonic can even be faster than Sonic's top speed at times. Metal Sonic's powers go well beyond just speed, as the robot can mimic other abilities after scanning an individual and can detect Sonic the Hedgehog's Chaos Emeralds.
Waste of time. Walk away before you get hurt.
Second post-credit scene, the second of Sonic the Hedgehog 3's post-credit scenes puts the focus back on Shadow the Hedgehog. Keanu Reeves' Black Hedgehog seemingly died in the film's climax as he was aboard the space station when it blew up. The attempt to make audiences believe that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 would kill Shadow in his first appearance would have been difficult to pull off. So the movie instead includes a final credits scene that confirms Shadow is alive. This is done as the after credits scene shows Shadow picking up the wrist ring he lost earlier in the finale. The ring, known as limiter rings or inhibitor rings in the games, returns the Black Hedgehog to the same power levels he was at previously. By confirming that Shadow is alive, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 leaves audiences with no doubt that he can be a factor in future installments. Whether that happens in Sonic the Hedgehog 4 or a potential Shadow spin-off remains to be seen.
The more you talk, the harder I want to hit you.
Our nerdy thoughts. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 masterfully blends high-stakes action with heartfelt character arcs. The sacrifices of Shadow and Robotnik, Gerald's descent into grief-fueled madness, and Maria's tragic death all contribute to a rich narrative tapestry. While the film provides closure to several storylines, the post-credit scenes hint hint at future adventures for Sonic, Shadow, and the introduction of Metal Sonic and Amy Rose. These setups ensure the franchise's continued expansion, delivering a powerful message about the complexities of grief, redemption, and the enduring bonds of love. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Sonic content and updates on the next adventures in this epic franchise. See you in the next video.
This ends now.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.